Hello, and welcome to Chapter 2 of our Stranger Things Season 2 commentary.
Trick or treat break!
Yeah, it's that episode. Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
Remember this?
Last time on Stranger Things.
Oh. Yuck. That looked mucusy.
So I like how, right here, it's picking up literally right where she left off. She's like, oh shit.
She's like, well, and that's the funny thing. I'm like, she technically hasn't actually been in the Upside Down yet.
No, she's felt it, but she was never actually there like Willow. So she's like, God damn it.
Look how over it she is, though. She's like, God damn it.
I know, she's always like, fuck this. Is it wrong? I want to hear Zool's voice. There is no Mike, only Zool.
Poor 11.
To be fair, you just disintegrated a freaking monster.
Oh, I know.
Whatever is there, you could probably handle. I do like how they do that.
And I love how they add the echo effect too.
I know.
What's that?
She's like, oh yeah, that's what 11 wants. That thing. This kind of feels like an anime right here.
Oh, I know.
It's kind of, shit.
And that's where, obviously, the Demogorgon
I was going to say,
through.
I never thought about how she would get out, but, the Demogorgon made another entrance, yeah.
That's the Demogorgon hole.
Oh.
And it's just so funny, you can see.
No, and obviously I'm pretty sure this is all green screen.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The majority of it, anyways.
Yeah, I think maybe just that wall right there is like a practical set piece, but I think the rest is probably just a big green screen.
Ew. You guys remember Silly Putty or Goop? It's just what I picture.
It's like a Miracle of Life video.
Ew. Yeah.
She's like, oh god.
I'm so fucked up.
For all our Evangelion fans out there.
She's really
You
fucked
know what
up.
we're talking about. Time to get bored. That's cool how she does this, though.
Well, and it's so funny, because obviously you see this now, but obviously we're assuming you've watched the whole season before listening to the commentary.
If you guys haven't watched the season yet, go watch it, then come back and listen to us while you watch it.
But again, I love that they introduce that she can affect these portals, because obviously that comes into play later.
Yeah, yes,
In a big way.
In a big
very
way.
large way.
So it's just kind of the irony. It was this big dramatic moment. Oh no, we lost 11 to the Upside Down. She was there for like 3 minutes and then she got out.
Well, I'm sure it was a little more than that.
I don't know. She stood up, turned down a hall, walked down the hall, and then was like, oh, I'm done.
She's like, I need a beer.
Yeah, really. Somebody get that underage child alcohol now. If anyone's earned it, it's her. Holy shit. Girl needs a shot. Seriously, she's walking away. I'm done.
This is the worst part, is that obviously immediately she was going back, and then this is what she finds.
Yeah.
So it's like, God damn.
Yep.
Poor girl.
Time to kill a lot of people with my mind.
Shut up, Dad.
I know, that guy's such a fucking tool. And I like how they're they just swoop right in.
Oh my god, that little cat in the piano right there. I used to have that cat. I think I still have it. It's just all messed up now.
See, I was wondering right here, okay, he sees something, but how clearly is he seeing
That's
her?
what I always wondered. I mean, because obviously It's almost like
I mean, that's my question. Is that why he was calling on the radio? Because remember they were like Dustin and all of them. They were always like, "Oh, why are you on this channel? Why on
Yeah.
this line?" Like, did he see her and did he know she's out there somewhere, or was it just wishful thinking on his part? Like, or was he not
well,
quite
I think
sure?
it's one of those things where he probably thought he saw her, but then he obviously kept channeling and probably was like, it must have been in my mind, but just in case,
Just in
I'm gonna
case,
keep
yeah.
going.
No, because I was.
Poor girl.
I know, poor thing. Even though she can literally kill every single person
Well,
with her brain.
But she's not like.
Oh, I know.
Bloodthirsty.
Well, that's the thing. It's not in her nature. It's like, at the end of the day, she's just a scared kind of little girl, basically. But it's funny here because obviously you've seen the show. She has longer hair now.
Yeah.
And I was wondering there, like, was this like a wig cap they gave her? Because I know that they can do really well wig cap where it pushes all the hair down and it's like a fake. I know. I've seen a few acting movies. Sigourney Weaver had to wear one.
Oh, again, I mean, as long as you have a really good makeup artist, I mean, it's really easy.
I just remember for Alien 3, when they had to go do reshoots, obviously Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley shaves her head in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the production wrapped, she started growing her hair back out, and then they had to call her back to do some reshoots. And her hair was already I think 2 inches long.
Yeah.
So they had to give her like a really fancy wig cap that makes it look like she's got like a shaved head, but it's actually the wig cap that's doing it. So I'm kind of wondering if that's what they did with her here.
It's possible.
Because her hair is longer here. The actress' hair is
yeah.
longer than even Sigourney Weaver's hair was.
I was going to say, unless they recorded that before they...
But they didn't know they were going to have a season 2.
True.
That's the thing. They did not know that this show was going to blow up the way it did. This was a surprise, I think, for everyone involved. I still love housing these two.
I know.
They had such little interactions.
Jesus.
Oh. And it's again, we have another homage to E.T.
Mm-hmm.
In the first season, it was her with the wig and everything, and this one, it's her as the ghost. It's so adorable. What are you, nuts? So pragmatic. I love Lacey. It's funny. They're so much alike in a weird way because they're both so kind of bullheaded and stubborn. Yeah. And I love how you put them together, and it's just like,
oh, not Mrs. Butterworth.
Oh yeah. So we have a Vermont native here with us. Maple syrup land.
Eat that? It's so gross.
Well, because not all of us grew up in a place where maple syrup flowed like river streams.
My uncle made his own maple syrup, so I didn't have to buy it. Okay. Can't even give me the expensive excuse.
Well, in Indiana / Atlanta where they filmed this, they're not so fortunate to have these beautiful running streams of Vermont maple syrup. So hence the Mrs. Butterworth. It's kind of an interesting thing here, but we're kind of seeing how kind of what's the word? Like kind of developmentally stunted she actually is. Like just a simple thing as telling time. Think about it.
Well, because I'm sure she knows numbers, but for her,
time,
it wouldn't come naturally to say 5:15.
Well, because also think of how we take it for granted, like how we just the way she was raised was basically just as like an experiment. So they taught her enough stuff so they could talk with her and explain so she could understand. But a lot of basic stuff, that's the thing. I wonder, like, how educated is she? Like, can she read? Can she what I mean? You never thought about that, but it's like, would they have taught her? Like, I mean, she probably can read, but you know what I mean? Like, if you think. I love this part.
Awkward. Thank God his penis was in his pants.
Oh, God. Yes! Yes.
Fucking fancy ass Halloween costume.
I know, back when Halloween was cool and kids could go out and do Halloween and... Ooh. That's going on the refrigerator. Uh, it's my friend. Yeah, it's my friend. His name's Kyle.
It's for my D&D campaign.
That is so cool looking. I'm sorry. And I love it. I love it. It actually looks like an old picture again.
I love this too. It's so cute.
Look at it.
I
The
love
sisters.
this.
Look at him. Look at him. Yeah. Oh.
And I love that she's the younger sister and she's...
Look at that. That's cold-blooded. Look at him. That look right there in the photo made me think of Bill Murray so much, dude. Yeah, because Ghostbusters would have come out. And then Stranger Things got sued.
I know.
Okay, I love this part. Love this part. Wait for it. I love this part. I love this part. Yep. He's funny. Yeah, that's true. This is such a thing growing up too.
I love this.
I love that. Oh, that's hard. So you used to dress up in high school, right? Like
I
for your
did.
birthdays, that you would cosplay at school.
Sometimes, yes.
Oh,
But that never happened to me. My school was actually pretty chill. Like everyone got along, so.
yeah, but this is a later
in the backwoods
time.
of Vermont, so
Yeah, you're a little bit younger than me. When I was in high school, it was a little bit more rough.
yeah.
And back then, it was not. That's the thing. Back then, it wasn't cool to be a nerd.
Oh, I know.
Like, if you dressed up as something now in high school, you're probably going to get high fives down the hall. Back then, man, you'd get your ass literally handed to you.
Yeah. Let's engage.
Let's engage.
Oh, well.
I love this kind of stuff. I love now they're getting to that age where girls are kind of, there's...
Yeah.
It's a little less cute young kids adventure, a little bit more like awkward, funny growing up. It was just... I can't wait for season 3. Right here, he's actually probably referring to guys from Vietnam.
Yeah.
It is an interesting thing because it takes place in '84. Like Vietnam was not like so long ago. Where most Vietnam vets would be like his age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so funny too. Like in the '80s, you had movies like this where whenever you had like a vet, they were always like non-vets. You know. And now if you had movies today, when you have a guy like his age,
Bracelet.
oh yep. Notice that little bracelet around his...
The blue one.
Yep, around his arm right there in the shot. If you look back to season 1 and the flashbacks with his daughter, she had the bracelet.
It was at her hairband.
Oh yeah, it was her hairband.
Her hair tie.
And then now he has it, and we'll see it again in a different location at the end of the season.
Which admittedly I never would have noticed
No,
until
we
saw that post.
So does he like smoke like shit cigarettes? Like what is it?
I just don't think she smokes very often.
I don't know. She smoked a lot in season 1.
Well, yeah.
And I like how here they're we're developing. You realize how far back their relationship goes.
Yeah.
I figured he was. That's the thing. He was probably kind of the bad boy in school. You kind of get that, It's kind of the irony that he's a cop,
Yeah.
but you could tell he was kind of like.
Well, and it's funny because it's one of those things where I know the actor that plays Hopper is very he wants these two to end up together. Like, I know there's a ship name for it.
Oh, everyone wants them together.
Well, I know, but it's just so funny because whenever you see these moments, it's like, yeah, you guys. I mean, you've gone through so much together.
Well, yeah, they
and
have.
You have history.
Yeah, I mean, and they get each other for better or for worse.
So maybe in the future. I love this music.
I know. And I love this part here because now, because there's no Demogorgon, they're going into the Upside Down. Whereas before, the one time they tried to go in there, like that guy got
it was too dangerous. But it's so creepy how they do this because obviously electronics don't really work over there, and they're not really supposed to.
It's just so weird. Like now for them going over, it's like a normal thing,
Yeah.
But that's kind of how a good sequel does it. It one of the ways it ups the ante is by normalizing what was kind of a big deal in the first one or diminishing the threat. It's kind of like how in Alien, it took them basically like blowing up a ship and then like escaping into outer space to kill one alien. And in Aliens, well, you see a Marine shoot an alien, but in that film, yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Whereas like, well, it took them in a whole movie to kill one alien in the first one, and in this movie, you see like aliens dropping left and right in the second one. So this film, it's a film. Let's be real. In this season, I like how the act of going to the Upside Down now is no longer this, big thing. It's very much a they can do that now. And I like this. I like how you see here with Nancy, how she's really, really not. I was wondering if we were going to see, because the actress who plays Barb now is kind of known for playing Barb, and because Barb has become kind of this really popular character, if to kind of get her back, they would do like flashbacks. And then I saw this scene here. I'm like, oh, you're going to see a cameo.
Yeah.
But it's like she thinks she's seeing her. But
And then Steve cockwalks her.
yeah, and then it's not her. I just kind of thought they would maybe do that. I don't know. I really like this right here too. Like I like how you really see that Nancy is really, really struggling with this. Like she's not over it, and I think it's very realistic because again, too often I think in movies and TV shows, and something bad happens in the first movie or the first season, come the sequel, it's like, all right, well, that was then, this is now where we've moved on.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, you don't just move on.
Well, especially for her, because it was her best friend, and she knows what happened to her.
Well, exactly.
Whereas for better for Steve, he didn't really know Barb.
Yeah.
He didn't care. I mean, he cared to an extent, but it's not like...
Well, and I'll say because Steve was like the cool kid in school, he kind of, for him, your image, how you portrays how you look, is, to other people you come across, I guess what I'm trying to say, is very, very important. So he's more say, well, I know it sucks, but we can't really, do that because how will it look?
Yeah.
That, and I like how you're seeing kind of the pressure what the government's doing. Like,
Yeah.
you realize that they're not really free. They're continuously in the crosshairs, and basically the illusion of them walking around living their life is just that, an illusion. Their lives are basically kind of like a zoo now. It's a recreation of their natural habitat, their lives, but it's not real because now it's all something allowed to them.
Yeah.
Now it's not theirs. It was something that was given to them. It can be taken away at a moment's notice.
Well, and again, it's like we were saying before, where it was like, they know the truth, but they can't openly admit it or say anything about it. So they can't really have closure because no one else has it.
Oh, exactly.
And then there's this.
And this. I guess she's just kind of like, get the fuck out of here with this shit, guys, really? I love how he says that too. These don't function.
I'm impressed, Dustin.
Nowadays, in 2017, if you're a grown-ass man and you do that, especially at a convention, you're good to go. Ooh. Just love that. Oh, I love Dustin this year. I mean, I've always liked Dustin. He was when I was on probably one of my favorites. Look at that. There we go. Oh, don't turn it away from that. That's awesome. I wonder if copyright-wise is something that was the longest they could show.
I don't know.
See, again, I just love this picture. That's what TV looked like, people, back in the day.
Bad.
Like, look at the crappy filters they do now that look so good. Like, that's what it. You know what the scene reminds me of? Weirdly enough, it reminds me of. I know it's kind of a weird connection because it was a very adult movie, but Species when when she watches kind of TV for the first time and she's like,
Yeah.
Squirrel, my old nemesis, we meet again. Now we're gonna get a. I feel bad. I shouldn't laugh, but normally I don't laugh with this kind of stuff with animals. But the way this is, it's like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It just went flying.
It's like she literally just bitch slapped that squirrel with her mind.
Well, and the worst part is, I'm like, oh my god, look how long her hair is.
I know.
She's been on her own that
she's
long.
feral, where she's
Months.
just been murdering woodland creatures with her brain. Look at her. She's just like.
And she's still wearing the same stuff in the dead of winter.
How did she learn how to do all this? I'm a little curious about. But anyway, that's fine. I'm not gonna think. Oh, you just stepped into the wrong hood, son.
Now I get a big dinner.
Oh, it was so funny. Like it cuts to the next side. She's like has a giant spick. He's just roasting his skinned body over the
She
fire.
just floats him around it.
Oh,
But that was your dinner, girl.
I think it was a piece of wood.
Oh, I thought that was the. Oh yeah, it was a flaming log.
She just skins him like the Predator. Just cook him over that open fire.
What if he has lice? You'll have to shave your head again.
She'll kill the lice with her brain.
I know, right?
She'll just slap into lice with her mind.
That's terrible. God damn it.
I just love when you can tell he's annoyed. It's very subtle, but it's just like...
You mean always?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. The sheer amount of flies. I know it's
That would
probably all CG,
stink.
but...
So bad.
Like shit. We discussed this.
Yeah, oh yeah. No need. I love these two. I kind of hope they get in on it one day.
I know.
I love these guys so much. I could...
They are hands.
Hopper's fucking smartass. I love him because you're old. just no fucks given. I don't know.
Apparently there's a big pumpkin, business in Hawkins.
Yeah, well, hey, what else you gotta do?
I don't know if they're all
October,
pumpkins. So like, what else would you be harvesting crop-wise this
Well, I
time?
don't
of
know.
year?
I don't know.
Gourds?
I don't know. Corn?
I don't know. I think it's too cold for corn.
Is it?
If you guys are farmers, let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section below.
This guy.
It's so funny because he's Australian, but he always plays Americans.
Mm-hmm. He's such a douche. I hate him.
See, that means he did his job, though. That's
know.
the thing. You hate him because the actor did such a good... Dacre is his name, or Dockery. I don't know how to say his name.
Daughtry.
No. But the thing, he's such a nice guy in real life. You ever see him at interviews and behind the scenes stuff? He's like the nicest guy. Oh.
Wow. God, he's such an ass.
God, this guy is... And it's just so funny, like, in shows like this and stories like this, where there's like a sci-fi, even supernatural element, sometimes like the scariest things of all... Jesus. That's gonna be me when I'm trying to like teach our kid their first word. When I'm gonna want their first word to be Godzilla,
God.
and I'm just gonna be like screaming at them, "Say it!" Jesus, yeah, no, this guy's so. But again, that's my
Fucking
point.
Crazy.
Out of everything in this show,
Look at him go, though.
I know.
He's so terrible, but his acting is so good.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
he
he's
just embodies a complete and total douchebag. And that's the thing. I'm like, okay, so is he actually gonna hit them if she didn't turn the wheel?
and that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know just how like far he would go. You know what I mean?
He's clearly fucking psycho. But
I mean, that's what's scary about him is that.
pick your own pumpkins, 2 for $4.
What?
I read the sign.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yep. Oh, so nasty.
I know. So right away we're getting like, oh, this looks familiar.
Who just on your trees here? You lonely?
Oh, jeez. Ew.
There's like maggots just on there too, though. I get it's supposed to be like rotten. It just, oh.
But is that what that is? It's rotten, or is it like the makeup of the tree is changing? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the pumpkins are supposed to be rotten, so I'm assuming it's supposed to be all this stuff is kind of rotting.
It's like decay, I guess. Whatever
Yeah.
it touches, it just kind of like dies. It's an infection, basically.
Jesus.
This guy.
Smells like death. His mustache powers will protect him.
Yeah, no. Everyone's got some... Facial hair has definitely improved this season.
I know, right?
Everyone stepped up their games. Even Hopper has got a fuller like beard. Before he kind of had that I haven't shaved in a week kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
He's... Oh, Sean Astin. I love him so much.
I know.
And the funny thing is, if when you watch like the behind the scenes stuff for this, when we saw like, I mean, I had heard earlier on before I saw anything of this. God damn it!
Did he just snort?
I know, but I was gonna say, God, I'm sorry, just taken aback by that. Oh, the but no, I just assumed that because of this whole series is an homage to the '80s. That Sean Astin, he was a Goonie, that's why they cast him. But no, apparently he just auditioned. He sent in an audition tape.
And then they were like, "Oh shit, Sean Astin!"
Yeah, they realized it was Sean Astin. So I was like, "Oh God, yeah."
Fucking Samwise.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people know him as Samwise, but I still remember him as the guy from Encino Man. That'll always be my Sean Astin. But so it's just kind of funny how that worked out. Like kind of this, he was in such this iconic '80s movie, but that's not why he's in the movie. It's just it's just he went for it. Oh, look at that! See how the sun's going down. Nowadays, trick or treating, they would have been done for hours at this point.
They're like, it's trunk or treat. We can't actually do real trick or treating. You have to go to this mall parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh. Fucking.
I guess the coat didn't come with a shirt.
Or body hair.
And I like how what's his face? He's dressed up as like a Cobra Kai guy,
Yeah.
which for those of you guys don't know, they were the asshole karate club from the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
So I love that the guy is such a classic '80s bully asshole, and of course he's on Halloween. He's going as Cobra Kai. It's just so perfect.
Mm-hmm. What is Steve supposed to be? I can't remember what they were supposed to be.
I don't really think they're supposed to be anything.
Or they're just supposed to look nice. God. I'm not a people person, so seeing parties like this just looks horrible to me. That kid.
Parties like this were never my scene. I always kind of avoided shit like this. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Also, I like how Steve's parents are never there, apparently.
Oh, that's a constant trope though from like all these old movies.
Oh, I know.
Shit, where it's like, oh look, the parents are always conveniently away.
I got the phone in the blender, so cool.
I'm like, how do you plan on cleaning all this shit up?
Oh my god, he's probably got a maid. Let's be real.
Yeah, I hope so. Jesus.
Steve puts on a maid outfit and does it.
Oh.
Look at his adorable face. These two are so pure. He's like, let's get funky.
He would say it that way too.
I know.
Because he's such
but he'd do it in such an adorable voice.
I know. If Sean Astin asked me to get funky, I'd be so taken with him. I'd be like, okay, Sean Astin, for you, okay. Let us indeed get funky. And then the tears come.
Yeah.
Again, at first, when I first saw that she was kind of with a guy hooking up, and I'm like, oh, is that too much of a jump? I don't know if I like it. And then because it's Sean Astin and because he plays his character the way he does, you realize, no, you know what? Joyce absolutely deserves this.
Oh, yeah.
She needs it, I think, too. But I think, god damn, when you think about what she went through in the first season, like, if you really look at her in season 1 versus just what we've seen of her so far in season 2,
yeah.
I mean, there's some shit that's going to go down later on, so she's going to have her moments. You're going to definitely see some season 1 Joyce in this season, to be sure. But the fact that she's not that way the entire time, it's so different. Because season 1, she was a basket case from beginning to end. And it was completely justified. But, I don't know. I see this and I'm like, oh, you know what? She deserves this. She needs this.
Yeah.
Which makes it, all the more tragic when it happens later on. But for right now, these moments I feel are really, really, I mean, I'd like to see her and Hopper eventually together, but at the same time, it's like, this is nice
let's
here.
put it this way: if things worked out differently,
I would have been okay with him.
Yeah, but
because again, he's such a.
Again, still assuming you guys have watched it. So.
Yeah.
But I'm being vague purposefully, just in case.
Yeah, even though we're not being so vague, where I don't think.
I know. The fuck you say?
He's like, give me those fucking.
You guys are wrong.
Okay, so this is why I love Dustin right here. Tell him.
We've already established, behind closed doors that Dustin is like our child and what we would hope for in a child.
Just shaking. But yes, by the way, Three Musketeers is in fact the greatest candy bar in the world. So for all of you guys who disagree, you can suck it.
Also, Dustin is best Stranger Things boy.
Yes, Dustin is in fact best Stranger Things boy because he understands the power of nougat.
He's so smart. He has so much
He
wisdom.
gets it. Nougat, man. I'm telling you.
Nougat. Motherfucking nougat.
By the way, she didn't know which at the time when they first gave her the Michael Myers mask.
Oh yeah, that was.
She didn't know what that was. She didn't watch horror movies, but she didn't even know what that was. So they were kind of like making fun of her, like, "Oh, who are you supposed to?" She was like, "I know who it is now." But yeah, no, she didn't know who that was. Again, she's so different from her character, which is what is again. It's awesome. Oh, I love that shot right there. Oh, it's so cool. The mist. I love that blue mist they do in horror movies. I love it. It's so unrealistic because you have never seen mist like that.
This fucking kid. He's like, God damn it, kid, I gotta stretch you.
You did! It's just
Where's your parents?
That kid is boss. Okay, but notice something about that toy gun. Notice what's not at the end of it.
The orange nozzle.
Yep, that orange little
Cap.
whatever sticking out at the end of it. Back then, they didn't have those. And I'd always heard, the story I was always told growing up as a kid was that, I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I had heard, the story my mom told me was that a mentally challenged boy was waving a toy gun at a bunch of cops one day, and they were telling him to put it down. They thought it was a real gun, because it looked real, because back then toy guns looked real.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was going to take a shot at them, and they shot him. I don't know if that's true, but I know there were instances like that too, where people thought they were real guns, and kids got shot because of it. Paying them off. Oh, I love, but yeah, that was the story that I heard growing up. Why we now have the orange knob.
Yeah.
But I love the parallel here. I hear her watching Frankenstein because in this case, she's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
She's the monster made by the mad scientists. I love how she's learning Morse code.
Mm-hmm. God damn it.
It's strange. There's so many actors in this show who are not American, who do American accents. Obviously, Millie Bob Brown being one of them. Will's older brother is English. God, look at her. She did well for herself, though. Mm-hmm. God damn. I mean, I guess that happens when you can kill things with your brain, but...
And now she finally found it.
Yep.
Which means he was going out for months putting this stuff out here, hoping.
But here's my thing. How did she not freeze to death any of these nights, though? Because she's wearing a dress.
I know. Then again, she could probably dig herself like a...
I guess, yeah.
Some sort of, cavernous hole. That sounds weird.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, though, right? Like, she could have... she could have dug herself out like a shelter.
Yeah, or she, grab, a tauntaun, like Han Solo style, cut it open and, just bury herself in it. I'd have been so boss of, you see her, it cuts to a shot of a flashback, you see this dead deer in the ground, it's just... out it rips out. She just kind of stretches and yawns, and she's just coated in blood. It's oh my god.
Jesus Christ, you two.
I love this stuff because this is how kids are. They feel like legitimate kids. They don't feel like kids acting. Ooh, does not like it. It's not his girl.
Bros before hoes.
Oh, well. I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, I know. We all know.
Ooh. That was an intense boo if it set it to the upside down.
I know.
Damn.
He cast, the
spell or whatever the hell.
Alternate dimension.
Yeah, I would really like to see the behind the scenes of this, like how much of this was, because obviously this
I
is a lot
know.
of green screen. I'm pretty sure this is all just a giant green set.
Yeah, I mean, especially here it looks like it, but some of the
Yeah,
other shots it looks like it was a little bit of a mix.
I think maybe some of the there might be ground underneath it. They might have built just a little bit of the ground. Ooh, here we go.
Spooky, scary. Yeah, it's actually really badass though.
Cthulhu, is that you?
Well, and it's weird because he's, he just kind of appears.
Well,
And
like
he's
he,
almost like without, like he's got obviously form, but it's like
yeah.
a gaseous form?
Well, he feels more like he's like an entity.
Yeah.
Again, the Demigorgon was like a legit biological organism. It was a
Yeah,
creature.
but look at him. He's like a weird smoky
Yeah.
entity.
So right away, it's something different. It's not we're not dealing with the same thing we did in season 1, which I like.
Poor Will. It's kind of a loaded question.
yeah, like
That guy. Oh, no.
oh, we've all been there, bro. Look at him. He's like, I don't know about this shit. It's just funny to think shit like this would be like the scariest thing in the world to him.
Yeah. Yeah, it just looks terrible.
Again, I've never been into Halloween parties because it's not this Duran Duran. But I was gonna say, like, it's like Halloween. It's like, okay, everyone's dressed up, but ultimately it equates to the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just a party. I've never been like his face.
Oh, Steve. Girl, you have a
I know.
problem. And the sad part is Steve is just trying to be like a good boyfriend.
I know. She's not feeling him.
To be fair, you brought that on yourself. Oh my god.
I know. I've had to deal with people like that when they're just like just gone. They're just shit faced, and having to deal with it. Oh, it's the worst. Again, I love how we're seeing how she is just struggling. And right there, that's what it is. She blames herself. She's party.
Partying,
Party.
partying,
Party.
yeah.
That's pretty like a meme online too. Party. But no, that's the thing. Like she blames herself. That's why it's so difficult. It's not just that she lost her friend, which that does suck. But she feels like the blood is on her hands. I mean, it's not. But given the situation, their position and all of it, her perspective of things, you can kind of understand why she would feel that way. And quite frankly, we probably all would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like,
I mean,
you,
yeah,
you
again-
guys, like, you went along with it, Nancy. Like,
I mean, yeah, but again, you basically left her alone so you go up and, bone your guy. But to be fair, if she had gone down there, they probably both would have died, so.
and if you had known, obviously you wouldn't have. Like, it's just circumstance.
Yeah, and again, it's not a logical thing, but that kind of shows you that she's a good friend. That Even
Yeah.
though there's real, logically speaking, logistics.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah, like, there's no reason for her to actually feel guilty. She did nothing wrong. She did. How could you have known that? Oh, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have my friend just out there because there's a fucking monster in the woods, But you can't help it, I kind of like these scenes like too because it was always implied in season 1 that these two were like super tight with each other, but we never really saw that because Will was always gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that we're getting a scene with like Will and Mike, something we didn't really get in season 1.
Spirit in the sky. Just not a good one.
No. Again, I like how there's more of a haunting kind of feel to this season. Like the first one was very much like a creature feature, where like there's something out there killing people, so it's like, what is it? It's a mystery, and I like that. Here, everyone knows about the Upside Down now. But it's almost like, okay, but really, what is the Upside Down? Is more of the question, and like, is the Upside Down like, just this place, or is it alive? And that's what I like. I like now the Upside Down itself is no longer just a place, but actually kind of it's like a character now in and of itself. It's like it's the entity that we're seeing is like an extension of it. It's like the face of the Upside Down now. But I like how these guys are just bros, and we get to see that now, which is nice because again, we didn't get this with them in season 1. Unfortunately,
yeah.
Well, maybe it was understandably why, but I was like this little musical theme that they introduced in this season.
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard it, I was like, but it doesn't really feel 80. But I realized, the whole background is like a synth.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the music in this shows. How did he get her past her parents?
So that's
I was wondering, like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just a guy bringing your passed out daughter up to her
Yeah.
room.
I know.
I was wondering about that.
I mean, I know, it'd be extremely creepy if you tried to undress her, but I'm like, dang, you're just going to leave her in that nasty-ass wet shirt?
Well, yeah, because
I'm
it'd be
like-
extremely creepy if you try to undress her.
I know, but I'm like, why wouldn't you just, bring her to the mom?
Well, because then she'd be getting in trouble, obviously.
Oh,
I kind of figure it's late, and the mom and them are probably already in bed, even though.
and I
like,
guess
okay,
they leave their door unlocked?
Apparently, well, it's a small town, I guess. Oh, unless she had a key on her, probably.
Oh, yeah. So he rifled through her stuff.
Yes, and it broke in.
So either way, there's really no
So he basically broke into
non-creepy
her
way.
house and like carried their unconscious daughter up to the bed.
Yay.
What a guy! I love this little bit that's coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
I love he's like, oh shit, I'm in trouble, aren't I? Again, I also like how here you're really seeing how difficult this is for him.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's one of those things where this is a weird way to the life he wanted. Obviously, he wanted a child, and by this point, I think his daughter would have been about this age, maybe a little bit older by now. I don't know, but it's kind of what he wanted, but not the way he wanted it. You know what I mean?
Obviously, a bit more than he was bargaining for.
Well, yeah.
Not a,
You're gonna adopt a kid,
powerful
boy.
psychic child.
Although you don't have to worry about boyfriends.
I know, right?
The talk will be very different. The boy, let me sit you out. If you see her nose bleeding, run.
It's probably too late, actually, if he sees
Yeah,
it.
if she nose bleeding, she's already like ripping his stomach out of his asshole.
What? Stomach out of his...
I love this part right here. Yeah. just guilt
Dad guilt.
or something. I just look
Good old dad
at his
guilt.
face. He's like, God damn it. I don't know. I love the way they play these two characters, or these two actors portray these characters. So I notice here, like, her nose doesn't bleed, and I'm wondering, it's like, okay, if it's probably like how much strain she supports.
Yeah.
I bet you something like this for her is like easy.
Or, well, I mean, think about it. She was always practicing it.
To be fair, I'm kind of wondering that too. Is like maybe she's getting. I wonder if she'll get to a point where her nose doesn't bleed,
Yeah.
and she's kind of mastered her psychokinetic powers. She looks so creepy right there, the way the deep shadow runs.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that she is, in fact, very much aware that Mike is reaching out there. So she knows he's doing it,
Yeah.
And how hard it is for her. They're both like, he doesn't know what happened to her, and he just wants to find her. She knows that, he's trying to reach her, but she can't reach out to him. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, their little love story here. There's something so sweet about it, the way it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's done with a lot of subtlety too, which I like. They don't beat you over the head. It's not like, oh, young love, and then smack you upside the head with it. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much like you feel that their love really is born of like a connection they have. And again, I think it's like the shot here is very metaphorical how alone she feels. You know?
Yeah.
She feels cut off from everything. Oh, there you go. Again, you understand why Hopper is putting,
Yeah.
the rules in place, but you got to realize for her how difficult it is. It's a shitty situation for the both of them. He doesn't want to deny her,
Yeah.
what she deserves to have, but he has to.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Like he grabs it at first, like.
As if it's actually going to do something.
Yeah. Nerd reflex. We get it. I was wondering what this was going to be when I first saw this. I was.
The fuck is that?
And I love that the Ghostbusters music. But yeah, there we go. That's Chapter 2, Trick or Treat Freak. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll be back for Chapter 3. Peace!
Peace!